Hey everyone, this is Holly from Hot Humble Pie. Today I am bringing you back by popular demand more of the 5-minute DIYs, and this one is for the fall season. And as always, I hope you enjoy the show. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I'd love it if you click that button. For this project, you're going to pick up one of these glass jars from the Dollar Tree and one of these fish bowls. I don't know if that's a fish bowl. I just call it a fish bowl. It's a round glass base, I guess. And you're going to pop the lid off of this jar. We're going to be using it for the top of the fish bowl. Next, I'm using some orange acrylic paint from Apple Barrel Paint. Any acrylic paint will work for this. I mixed a little tiny bit of Mod Podge in it, not a lot, just a little bit. You don't absolutely have to use Mod Podge, but you can, and it does help it stick a little bit better. The benefit of not using Mod Podge is if you want to wash it off and change out the color for another season, you can. I gave it a quick blow dry, and now I'm going to put the lid back on top. We're not going to be painting the lid because the lid is going to be covered up with the leaves and some other embellishment. And I went ahead and I decided to glue the leaves kind of hanging down. I wanted them to drape gracefully, so I'm just putting a little bit of the hot glue around the edge of this lid. And then to the side there, you can see I have a branch and some raffia and orange flowers. That was actually from another DIY that I pulled off, and I'm going to stick it on top of this pumpkin. And then we're going to let that dry, and we're going to put some fairy lights inside. And this is actually, again, 5 minutes, super fast and so beautiful, so beautiful. You just pop fairy lights in there, you stick your lid back on, and boom. Look at this, you guys. Look at how beautiful. Could you picture that on your kitchen counter in the evening with the lights turned down? How glamorous and high-end that looks. It's so beautiful, so high-end looking. I actually have it on my counter in my kitchen right now. That's how I know. And so warm and festive for the season. I love this one. Let me know what you think. You know, something I didn't consider is these 5-minute DIYs are actually much harder to think of for me because I'm a detailed person, so it's really hard to come up with stuff that still looks really good and you'd be proud to display it in your home. And, you know, for those of you that love it fast and furious and you're busy, it's tough, but they're popular. I know they're loved. I know people are so busy nowadays and they still want to craft. So for this one, you're going to need a mason jar and some fabric of your choice. This is Dollar Tree fabric, and you can see I just traced it out to a circle. That's going to be the top of our lid, and then I am tracing it to the top of the lid, and I glue mine. You don't have to glue yours. I just glue it down because I feel like it's more secure that way, and then I'm going to finish it off with, well, you'll see, keep watching, but I just glue it down because, again, for more security. Next, I'm taking some Mod Podge, and I'm going to give this jar a coat of Mod Podge. And if you just stop there, by the way, you'll get a really pretty frosted glass look. You can always just stay there if you want. I just think it looks good. And here's our free printable. If you want this, take a screenshot, or you can follow the link down below in my description box, and it will take you right to it. We're going to cut that off, and we're going to put some more Mod Podge down on the jar. This is after about 2 hours this dried. I worked on another craft in between. I'm going to add the label now with the Mod Podge. And I'm going to go ahead and take some more Mod Podge and seal the top of the label in so that we can handle it without worrying about it coming off. And we're going to give it a quick blow dry so we can keep moving. Now I'm taking some burnt umber paint with a sponge, and I actually sponged it all over this jar. And that was supposed to be my base. And I wanted it, you know, I was thinking chocolate or cinnamon, and I thought, oh, that'll look warm. And I thought, no, you know what? I want it to be like pumpkin butter. I want it to look more like pumpkin butter. Not like real pumpkin butter in a jar, but the essence, right? The color. So here I thought that it had the perfect color, and well, I sponged the whole thing on again. I blow dry it, and as soon as I blow dry it, what does it do, ladies and gents? It goes darker. It goes to a really pretty like cinnamon color brown, but I think forget it. We're going to look at the real deal. So here's some real pumpkin butter online. Isn't that yummy? Look at that. That looks so good. I bet that's actually nutritious. Pumpkin is one of the power foods, you guys. It's super high in antioxidants. It's good stuff. If you can find a low sugar pumpkin butter or you make a homemade one, it's actually very healthy. So I said forget it. We're going to take straight orange, right? I've already got lots of bases on there, so it should add shadow, and we're going to smudge it on, and that does the trick. Now we have a color that matches the actual real pumpkin butter. And then I go around the edge with a paintbrush and some burnt umber just to bring that label out and also to cover some of the orange paint that went over the label. I'm taking a baby wipe and just cleaning off the top. This is also, like I said, a 5-minute DIY. It's not going to be super long or hard. And then I'm going to put my lid back on. Next, I'll take some of the Dollar Tree twine. I will go ahead and spin it around the top of this. Now for this, I did take my time because I don't like the twine to overlap. I kind of like it to be on top of each other, and you glue as you need to. And for the top, I'm just going to pop one of these Dollar Tree little pumpkins. You can do a stem, you can do a little wooden bead, whatever you want. I just thought this was so cute because we're in the theme of pumpkin. And here we go. Super cute, super festive, fast, fun, do it yourself, all home decor. Love this one. Love the vibe. Again, makes me want to sit down and just eat what you saw in that photo. Just have some homemade bread with this and coffee and look out the window and enjoy a fall day. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. For this project, you're going to need a Dollar Tree pool noodle. I grabbed the purple one, but they come in different colors and it doesn't really matter what color you get. I actually was hoping for white, but purple was the best I could do. And you're just going to take a knife and cut it into different heights. So I chose to do a tall one, a medium one, and then a shorter one. Next, I'm using this Dollar Tree yarn and I'm going to wrap it around. I think this is supposed to hold like books or a plate. It's from the Dollar Tree, but it was metal and it was slippery and it was like the perfect width and length that I wanted, and I knew that the yarn would slide off of it really easy, so you can use whatever you want. You could use cardboard. And some of you might remember these awesome carrots that I wrapped. They were the foam cones at Dollar Tree and they came up so high-end and pretty. So I am using the same exact yarn from Dollar Tree, and this is actually not the 5-minute DIY. I'll show you the 5-minute DIY. Hang in there. It'll come up at the end here, but I just had to show you how cute this looks. And they're so fun to do. They're called pool noodle pumpkins. I saw them on Pinterest. She did something totally different, but I thought, oh, I want to use the yarn I made the carrots out of, number one. Then I have another rope that I think is really pretty, and then I'll show you the 5-minute DIY. So this is just another idea for you if you do the pool noodle pumpkins. And to make it faster, you can see what I'm doing. I wrapped it around that makeshift little tool that I used, the silver plate holder, and then I just take I guess a bunch of them and hot glue them down onto the pool noodle and then onto the top. So I think on the Pinterest one, she actually takes a needle and she goes in and out of the center of the pumpkin with yarn and covers it that way, but that will take a lot longer and you're going to get the same results doing it this way. So this is what I did. So I'm just cutting it at the top, gluing it down. We're done. The next idea I had is this is the nautical rope from the Dollar Tree, and it comes apart into two different sections there. They're like spun around. But I think it has a much different look from the mop head yarn. It kind of looks more like macrame rope to me. So I tried doing it the way she did it on Pinterest. I actually just hot glued the tip of it onto a Christmas straw, like a needle, and I'm pulling it through, and then it became too bulky, so I couldn't do the other side. And I thought, well, that's okay. I'll leave that at the top like a fringe. That'll look pretty. And I just ended up pushing down a stem in the center of it, and it kind of squished it all down. And then I went ahead and glued it where it didn't squish down. And so that one's done. And you'll see at the end here why it doesn't really matter. This is the 5-minute DIY. This is where you just take some of the Dollar Tree fabric. They have beautiful fabric this year, but you could use any fabric around your house. You could also go to another fabric store. Walmart has beautiful fall fabric, and you could get some there. And I'm just using the circle template that I got. It was a balloon set. I guess it's a bunch of different sizes for balloons, but I actually bought it for crafting for different templates. You can see I traced the wrong size circle the first time, fixed it. And then with this one, all you're going to do is just wrap it around like this and push it down the center. Very similar to what you do with the toilet roll pumpkins, only this DIY is really neat because obviously you can make them in different heights, different sizes, and you can make them small. I would love to make 5 of these in different sizes with fabric and then put them all in a wooden bowl or maybe a basket. Would make a really cute centerpiece, but this is them when they're all done so far. And now you're going to see why it doesn't really matter what happens on the top, because you're going to add your leaves, you're going to add your embellishment, and you're not going to see that. So these are just leaves left over from Dollar Tree flowers, and I'm gluing them down. I'm going to cover the top there on that part, and you're going to see, well, I actually don't use the leaf. I'm going to cover that with some Excelsior grass. So here I go. I just make a bundle of Excelsior grass. I kind of pinch it together and then I cover it and glue it down right by the stem. And I just use stems that I got on Amazon. The link to those that I purchased will be down below in my description box. Everything you need is down there. If you don't know how to get to the description box, you just click the word more. Sometimes it says see more depending on what device you're on, and a pop-down menu will appear, and that's where all my products are. Here are the table scatters from Dollar Tree. I love those. And again, I'm using the hearts from Temu. I love these, but you could use the scatters. That's what I'm showing you. That would actually look really pretty too, to glue something like that on there, just in case you need to use all Dollar Tree supplies. That's another option. And all I do is put those in the center. Another cute look, I think, would be like little brown rustic buttons in the center there, or little flowers. Get creative, have fun, but that's it. And these are so simple and so cute, and again, so festive. I love these. Either one. You could do all of them in the yarn, all of them in fabric, all of them in the little, it's not a mop head, it's the nautical rope. Again, it looks to me more like macrame or crochet, but I love all of these. I think they're very festive and very fun, and of course, if you do the fabric ones, they're very fast. For this next project, I grabbed this Autumn Days Are Best bucket. I love these fall buckets at the Dollar Tree. I think they are so festive and inexpensive for what they are. And then I grabbed this headband. That was about a year or two ago, I think, in one of my Shop With Me videos. I thought, can I use this for a DIY? And I thought, of course you can. I decided I am going to really level up this bucket by adding a little beaded handle. This is a strip from the Dollar Tree sticky cork sheet. They're about 2 inches right there, and I end up cutting them to about 1.25 inches because they were too long, but I thought they would make nice covers for the ends. I could have just left it, but it added a little bit of security. If you have the Dollar Tree faux leather, that would look really pretty too. And then I put some foam in the bucket, and then I put Spanish moss on top of that. So here's a rather blurry clip from a previous video where I am using watered down burnt umber paint to darken up the Dollar Tree picks. Here they are right there. I actually did 2 that day, and I only filmed, I didn't have that footage anymore, so I had to use it from another video. Sorry about the blurriness, but this is the second one that I did, and now I'm just cutting it up and I'm putting it inside the bucket. I'm also adding some of the pampas grass that I have. I thought that would be pretty. It kind of looks kind of like the fields, I guess, in a wheat field maybe. And then I'm putting in some fall leaves. I'm going to stick that little, I don't know what that is right there. It's from a Dollar Tree floral pick, but I'm not sure. And then I bought this last year around Christmas time. It's a little cute owl, and I just pulled off the Christmas stuff at the bottom, the berries and the pine, took off the tag, and then we're going to stake it with one of the skewer sticks from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to push him into the foam and down into the bucket. And I think owls are great for fall as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and take that one out, because now that we have the owl in there, he was actually blocking the front view. So I just start putting in pumpkins, and I change my mind a lot during this process. If you have an idea of what you're going to do ahead of time, I end up taking those and moving them to the side because they had the foam showing. I could have glued them, I guess, with the foam. I'll save them for a project where I'm putting the foam, those little pumpkins. I had torn off some of it, and the foam was showing when I pulled it. I pulled the little clip on the bottom off, and it ended up tearing the actual covering of it off, and the foam was showing, so I'll use this for a DIY where I can hide that. Then I end up taking one of those rusted stars, gluing it on a stake, and you can see I just took everything out because I'm like, this needs more greenery. So if you have something planned ahead of time, obviously this would go faster and easier because you do need to plan ahead to make this a 5-minute DIY, have all your florals ready to go. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do, so I was kind of designing as I go, and it's fun. I mean, this can be a 5-minute or it can be a 15-minute. It depends if you want to take your time and just have a good time. Here's some of, they call them table scatters right there. I love them. Those fall leaves, they come in that yellow color and this root beer color and this olive green color, really pretty. And here's some little hearts that I got off of Temu. I'm just sticking that in there, really pretty, but you could always use more of like the table scatter stuff from Dollar Tree. They have a lot of neat things too. And if you noticed that the skewer sticks are going from raw wood to dark wood, it's because I just took that permanent marker to the left hand side there and just used it to stain those skewers. Now I wanted to show you some of the similar buckets, the same concept that I had made years gone by. That was 2 Christmases ago. I made a Christmas one and a winter one, and you can see here that you can also add the candle at the bottom, the little electric candle, to add some light. You can add your little tendrils onto the skewer sticks if you want. You just add seasonal decor, and again, if you have an idea of what you want ahead of time, that will save a lot of time. So you just kind of get a picture of everything you want, put it next to you, get your bucket, get your foam, get your Spanish moss, or you could use Excelsior grass, or you could use regular moss, or you could actually skip the moss. I mean, here I add the snowballs at the bottom. Those are like faux snowballs. That's my winter one. And you get the idea. These make beautiful, absolutely beautiful festive decor, and they are so fast and easy to make. Now here, my pampas grass in the back blurred out. I didn't notice that. I have wonderful bokeh on my camera, but I think I'm going to go to Walmart and get some faux wheat, or maybe Hobby Lobby. I don't know where I can get faux wheat. I'll look online too. If somebody knows, drop a comment down below. But I'm thinking if I add some faux wheat, and I want some more picks with like maple leaves on them in here, and that will be like the finishing touch. I didn't have it, but what do you guys think? I think in the back for more height, because I noticed the Christmas and the winter ones kind of have more height. But I love this. It is so festive. It's going to look so pretty there for just, it catches the energy of fall. Let me know what you think. And if you made it this far in the video, I'm giving away an Amazon $50 gift card. I do a couple giveaways every year around this time of year. If you'd like to be entered, just drop a comment down below. That's all you have to do. And it is open to everyone around the world, whoever is watching. It doesn't matter. Just drop a comment. And of course, check in on the future videos to see if you won. Also, a channel update. I thought it would be fun to do daily uploads, little crafts, so I could say hi to you guys and just be more active, I guess. And I marked them by making the thumbnails the same, like a little cartoon character of me and then a little quick craft emblem, so you know it's not my regular weekly upload. However, the algorithm is currently spitting feathers. It does not like this at all. So Google said, and they own YouTube, that you really can't make big changes like that, and to try it a couple days per week. I might give it a little bit more time here, but I might have to start a second channel if the algorithm keeps spitting feathers, because it doesn't know what I want, and it doesn't know where to recommend my videos. It's kind of funny, actually. It's cute. But I just want to give you guys a heads up. And of course, here's my community section. I will keep you posted there. And as always, thanks for watching, and let me know which one was your favorite craft in today's video.